Hi everybody, this is Carla, and I promised that I was going to come do a few more videos. This is going to be a quick one, but I wanted to talk about something that has been on my mind recently, very strongly over the last couple of days. But really, our homeschool has gone through such a transition, which is why you have not seen uh, a lot of videos from us. We are still very focused on interest-led learning and child-led learning. Um, I use the word unschooling less these days, just because the kind of turns people off. But I have the tendency to use the words child-led learning and interest-led learning because they're a little bit more all-inclusive, instead of an exclusive title like unschooling. But hey, whatever you want to call yourselves, do what works and enjoy the journey. But that's not what this video is about. I wanted to talk about something that we as adults, as parents, do to our children that we don't like done to us, and that is micromanagement. The reason I'm talking about this is because I have a problem with this, and it does not fit well with child-led learning at all. I have a control problem, and my name is Carla, and I have issues with control. So I'm much better than I used to be. But I'm noticing as my children get older that I have the tendency to revert back to some of my old ways, and I'm not liking it at all. So I just kind of had a conversation with my husband about it, and we decided that we needed to loosen up again, get a little bit more free, and give our children freedom, um, really to be themselves. And we've done a lot of that over the last couple of years. As you probably know, if you've watched our channel, we went from 4 years of very rigid school at home to cold turkey, what some would call unschooling. Um, and it was hard. It was hard. My husband is a Marine, and I myself, just by personality, are kind of like a AAA. And so it makes it a little difficult for people with tendencies like that to just let go. And so I get it. When you say I can't do that, that's for other people. I totally get it. So trust me, if we can, you can do it. But I wanted to talk about micromanagement. Now, if you've ever been in the workforce for any amount of time, you've probably had several different bosses or supervisors, people that you reported to in some cases. And if you've ever had a boss that micromanaged you and felt like they had to control the way that you did everything, when you did everything, and how you did everything, um, every moment of your day is calculated and judged, um, it's frustrating. And as adults, we hate that. Like, let me do my job. I can do this. I'm intelligent enough to figure it out and to get to the end goal here. Let me do my job. Let me do it in my way, um, that will get you the result that you need or that you want. And we don't like that as adults, but we do that to our kids, our most prized blessings. We do that to our kids. And sometimes, I'll be honest with you, sometimes I see it in homeschooling like I've never seen it before. It's almost like an opportunity to micromanage every second of our children's day. And I really, if you feel like God called you to do this, I really don't think that that's why He called you to do it, so that you can control every single moment of your child's day. Um, and it's interesting too because you want your child to grow and to be independent and to be able to think for themselves, to be able to manage their time, to be able to be creative, to be able to be bored enough to come up with excellent ideas and strategies to solve problems. We all want our children to operate like that, but it's hard for them to learn that and to grow if they don't have the freedom and the flexibility in their days to be able to do that. I'll give you an example. And again, I'm a work in progress. So my husband and I, we are continually working on being more and more flexible and more free with our kids and allowing them to flourish and be themselves and to really explore the world around them without us being there to catch them or to make every choice for them or tell them what to do step by step by step, but to really allow them to figure things out on their own and be problem solvers and independent. So we're a work in progress. So I'm not one to say that I am all the way there and that I've made it and you should be like me. No, you should be like you, even better. So let's all strive to be better us, but, or, ourselves, but even better. So the examples that I have so many, and I have to remind myself of this when I kind of get a little control freakish. But one of the things I always go back to, a lot of the projects and ideas and activities that my children have come up with on their own when I've left them to their own devices. Sometimes we think that we can't trust our children. And when you give them the room, I think you'd be really surprised at what they choose to do with their time, at the ideas that they have, how they problem solve, how they use their time. I think that you would be surprised at some of the things that become they show an interest in that you may have never even noticed because you never really gave them time. You orchestrated every single moment of their day. You decided what they were going to do, when they were going to do it, how they were going to do it. So they didn't really have time to explore other things or have exposure to other things that would be a light bulb moment for you to say, hey, I didn't even know you were interested in that. Well, you wouldn't know they were interested in that. Why? Because they have never had time to show that interest or to even know they were interested in it themselves. So saying all that to say that I am a work in progress, and this is something that we are working very hard on to be more free and more liberal in our parenting, as far as giving them more time and more independence than we have. And trust me, we have come a long, long, long way. But we still feel like we have a long way to go to give them what it is that they need to flourish at being themselves. So a lot of the things that my children have accomplished, the only way that they've done it is because we've allowed them to be alone with their thoughts. We've allowed them the independence to explore things that they would have never explored had we controlled every moment of their day. We've allowed them to have more input into their day and into the things that they're studying and the things they're interested in. So I just encourage you. None of us like to be micromanaged, including our children. And I just encourage you to, even if you have loosened up already, to loosen up just a little bit more, and then a little bit more, and then a little bit more. And I guarantee you, you're going to see awesome stuff. I mean, I walk around every day and I'm amazed at some of the things that my kids have accomplished. No, I'm not saying I'm raising a bunch of Einsteins. What I am saying is that when I let go, they flourish. And sometimes we're so afraid to let go because we feel like they won't flourish without that. And I guarantee you, they are who they are, whether you try to control them or not. And if you allow them to be who they are now, they won't spend the rest of their adult life searching for who they are. You have a lot of adults that are searching who they are because they were never allowed to pursue the things that they were passionate or interested in at a young age. So if you allow them to do that now, imagine where they will be when they're your age. Just something to think about. But I just wanted to talk about that because as adults, we don't like to be micromanaged, and our children don't either. So maybe we should try a little harder to give them a little bit more flexibility. And I think we'd be really amazed at the awesomeness that comes out of it. So just something to ponder. I'll be back with another video very soon. Good night.